We are getting ready to surface James's head.
Oh, hey. Yeah, we were just saying it's been a minute since I've set it up. See if I can figure it out. I don't know. We made this fixture. Don't laugh at the welding, but it works real good. Once the fixture's on there, you can bang a set of heads out really quick. This is the tricky side. You gotta remember the cylinder head is not level. Right now it's not level, it's wavy. So we get it set up, and this machine actually isn't all the way level. Or the level isn't set up to be at level. Damn, how far are we gonna go? There you go. That one right there. Yep. So we just keep tweaking with it, get it to the line. This one's on the first line over, and then right over touching the left. Touching the left line, and then the first line past this one to be level, to be good. Set it at 70. Go over to the other side, see if it's at 70 again. And even though he was recording. Yeah, buddy. Within within 1,000, the problem is right there, it's good. Oh, right there where there's nothing touching in the cylinder. That's 2 zeros down. C. Oh, okay, good. You get that wrong, it's just been a while. It's cutting air. It's not cutting anything. Alright, so right now we barely did a zero cut. See how much it cleared there? Cleaned that, and it barely touched it right there. Okay, so that's our witness marks. So we know that we're a little high here, just a little high, and we know we're high here. So I didn't see any more shaved marks on this edge. It looks like it didn't even touch this side. So that's the things we look at. Look at that. So I need a little bit further here, little bit further, almost touching the line, maybe a little bit past that first line, a little bit past, so that this witness mark, that, and that are more consistent. You know, I would want, if it was level, then ideally this much of it got touched, this much of it would get touched up here too, ideally. So we're going to shoot for just raising that just a hair, just a little bit, maybe just barely past the line, and then we're going to look to raise this side up too. So we're going to actually take it, rather than being on this line, I probably had it confused. It probably was this line, maybe. So I'm going to move it over to this line and move it up and keep checking. It's imperfect science. We're trying to make it perfect when it is imperfect to begin with. I mean, look at it, it's all. All right, right here, I went just to the right-hand side of it, and then maybe if anything past that line, it doesn't take a lot of movement. All right, let's take this down to one side. I only got one hand, so we'll check it with one hand. Look at that, yeah. There's there, let's go to the other side. Let's just see how far we can go here, something about right there. And let's see where it goes. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Right off. That's Joe showed me that. That's Joe's trick right there. That's obviously a high spot right there. Just one high spot. It did touch off right here too finally. The question is it about to touch off right here, or should I adjust? Is it about to touch off right here? Because if it touches off right here and it already touched off there, I mean, we could be very, very close. So I don't know if I want to adjust it. But with right here, it shows it is a little high. It doesn't look like it shaved anything off of that. So we might need to go ahead and drop that down a little bit. I might go ahead and just drop it a little. So it is a fine deal. Like all this equipment, it all has just a little attitude. So see me going to that line like I just did, I actually went too far. I went too far, so that's how fine it is. I barely went to the line. Right there, see I barely am over the line. See, I need to just be barely touching the line, which you could argue that it would surface out just fine. I'm sure it would. And what I would say here, between this one exposed at that much and that one is a little bit more, we are good side to side. So, you know, potentially we're a little high right here. So we could go down just a little bit more and that would take it over. Means I am barely touching the line. Just barely touching the line is good. And with that much touching, and that much touching, that's pretty good. The thing I want to get is, now I want to take this one and bring it back this way a little bit. Just a hair to drop this down. I mean, I should do one more. I should take 1/1000ths out. I'm going to take one. I'm going to take one and see if it touches off here before I go adjust it. Alright, so this is where we get a little conflicted. Touched off here. It did touch off here. And it started here. So it is still out of level that way. And it's a hair, well, it's actually pretty good side to side. I would call it good since it touched here. Now the issue is it's a little bit higher on the back side than the front. Just a little, but the problem is it already started cutting. So it touched right there. Granted, it cut a lot more here and touched off here, but I think I'm going to go with it, because we're probably going to be 1/1000ths, which ain't going to matter to nothing. Trying to adjust it, what I've had it before, trying to adjust can actually mess it up even more and get you all just crazy to where you can't get it back. If you try to finagle with it too much, I've done that before and cluster hosed myself and wish I could get back to where I'm at right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one more out. I think that's going to be good. I bet it's going to cut this. I bet it's going to start collecting all of it. I'm just going to use this phone as a flashlight. This thing's loose. Something's loose right here. Make sure there's screws in it. Yeah, right there. Make sure it's, my indicator's loose. Right there. I don't know, let's hope. Come on. Cut here. See, it did touch off there. It did. I can see a little bit of shine stuff there. It did touch, so it's probably... We did too. We called good. Well, kind of. Look at all that around the corners. I think I'm going to have to spin this cutter before we do the final cut. It's a little loud. It should be silent when it's cutting. It should be real quiet. We're seeing it the first time along with us. Oh yeah, glad I didn't move it. Glad I didn't move it. See that? Look how clean it is. It cleaned the entire edge. Cleaned it. Glad I didn't move it. And it didn't even clean this up here. So yeah, we were just a lot of, that's what, this is perfectly, I mean, this is perfect. See how much it cut? It cut to the first port there. It cut to the first port there. And I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, that is level. I would call that real level. So we're gonna cut another one off of it. See how much it takes to clean up. We've got about 2/1000ths cut out of it right now, and that just got us to where we're level. Now we'll see how much it takes to actually clean it. Probably more like 3/1000ths. I'd call it 3. Never actually done this. Get my fingers wet. amount of rust on this thing, we're gonna find out. Yeah, right there in between the coolant ports. I'd like to clean that up, have that a little better. Let me get it stopped real quick. Right there. Okay, we're gonna go around, we're gonna cut another one until it's clear around the coolant ports. It's actually good right now to seal for head gaskets. It'll be fine. But I would like to cut a little more out of that. Make those coolant ports look good. See how that one kind of digs into the surface there? Yeah, hopefully it cuts it down pretty close. It looks like a chamfer, doesn't it? That goes into the sealing of the head gasket. Let's hope not. Let's go ahead and do another one. Actually looking pretty good, but just because of how much rust was on this, it actually was bleeding onto the deck surface. So down the end, let's see how it goes. It's not all the way down. We'll see what it does. I do one more. When I think we're done, we'll go back. I won't even adjust it, and we'll do one more cut. Not bad. Could be a lot better, but not bad. Just a little bit right there, which we could call that good. We got quite a bit of crap going on there. Let's just go ahead and we'll just run it one more time without even adjusting it. Just let it go. Cheat the machinist. Nothing to see here. We went ahead, this is 0, we're not cutting anything, this is mainly cutting air. I took another half a thousandths out, I'm calling that done. That's it. We're leaving that, I'm not, it's just going to have to cut the hell out of it to get it, it'll be fine. There you go. That's it for this cylinder head. All those little spots right there. No way. I'm done cutting. It's beautiful. Alright, it's pretty aggressive on the edges. Lightened up in the middle like they always do. Let's see if you can hear the difference in tone when it starts cutting. That's pretty much air. This gives you an idea how worked it is. Oh my god, I just hit the e-stop button with my freaking head trying to record it. What a drag. Dang it. I've never done that before. I wonder what the heck it's going to look like. Well damn, now I got to see if the spindle, okay, the spindle's side to side. Spindle should be right there, so I'm just going to go backwards. Wow. Here we go, I gotta turn the e-stop back off. That's stupid, I can't believe I did that. Oh my god, okay, enough of this crap. Well, I never ever do this. You can see it was just barely touching. I stopped it. I really wanted to see where it was gonna pick up though, if I wouldn't hit the e-stop. Okay, now look at this one. As far as it being level, it touched off here. And it went as far as here. It actually almost went all the way, so it didn't touch any. Well, it kind of touched a little. No, it didn't. Nothing there. So we're low right here in this corner, which means we're a little high on this side, so I need to go down that way. And you know, I'm not even sure because it didn't touch anything. You can see where it stopped right there. So all that racket was just from that little bit of cutting right there. That's crazy. I mean, it's almost a safe bet by here to there. It's cut from here to there. So I'm not sure, but it cut a lot over here. See, this is the stuff I go through. Now I want to go ahead and raise this up a little bit because I don't want to. I mean, I bet you a lot of people will just take that and. I mean, that's close enough right there, just chop the heck out of it. Let her eat. But It definitely needs to come up on this side. Let's see it all together. See how well we did. Obviously, still didn't clean it up. Got a bunch of it out. Let's see. Bye-bye. See how we did. That's freaking another one. That's absolutely perfect. Just cut a little bit more out of it. It's leveled up great. Might be a hair high right here, just a hair, but it'll be fine. All right, we're gonna do one more. Hopefully this last one will be it. Cleaned up pretty good there. We just got a little bit right here. That's it. That's all I'm cutting out. I'm not cutting anymore. We'll do one more cut, but we're leaving that. I've already cut like 8 thousandths out of it. We're good. There you go. Final pass. Might as well get power steering fluid flush out of it. Take it out and just let it drain. It's a little dirty. We're getting all the fluid out of it anyways. All right, well, this is the passenger side bank, and we're gonna level it up. The problem that I've been fighting ever since we checked the protrusion on it was the driver's side bank has got like 6 thousandths more protrusion than the passenger side. There's 2 different deck heights going on here. So I'm gonna start with the opposite side. Basically, it's another effort to get my level all set up, make sure everything is good, because if I do decide to go ahead and surface the other side of the block, which we need to, I gotta be on it. We gotta cut less than that much, like
A lot less.
way less than that. So right here, we got, check it all the way on the outside, and about, I set it at 70, 30 thousandths above the deck. And we'll go ahead and run over. Right here, it already moved a little bit. It was like half a thousandths different right there than it was there. So right here, we got 70 also. So side to side, it appears to be level, but when you try to level it side to side, you gotta remember this block is not completely flat, it's wavy. And you see it when we surface it, because it'll touch here and not touch here, touch here and not touch. So we gotta find the level, the medium between where it cuts the bare minimum off of everything and still touches everything we want to clean up. That's where around the fire ring and around the coolant ports are the main things I really worry about. I preach that a lot. So, let's see how we did. Can you hear it? Hear it catching. The high-pitched teens. Oh, it's gone now. The deeper sound is just air. That's for us. There's not a lot of play in with the block. And we'll see if it's how level it is this way. I only have one gauge. I can trust the level, and we'll see. So as far as this goes, we're pretty level. We're a little bit, yeah, we cut the top, so we're high and high. This is the high corner right here. So we're gonna have to go back and readjust this. All right, so what the initial showing, it's still the same. It's just the dial indicator sometimes will give us a funny reading. When we go back to double check this, to double check from one side to the other, sometimes it can actually screw us up if we go to change it. Because I had 70 here and 73 here. In a perfect world, I should have a couple more dial indicators so I could check here and here, or spend a lot more money on a machine than it do it automatically, right? But if so it was the line all the way to the right, except we're way too high that way, so I need to come back here a little bit, which, I mean, quite a bit actually. Not that much though. So we can color on this and listen. And I'm 2 thousandths above the deck surface right now. And I go ahead and take the time to run across so that I can find any high spots and color the heck out of it. That way you can see, like if you listen, you can hear it every now and then catch a little bit of something. So I already marked it a little bit more, but you can see it cut here. It cut all this a little bit. I shouldn't have marked it before we started recording, but it didn't cut anything down here, so we're off here. You can see it got here, took some of the Sharpie away, and then went away. So yeah, I adjusted it. All right, this is kind of a pain in the butt. Finally got it. Cut a little here, touched off a little here, here, and there. So that's pretty good. We touched off there and there, and there. I'm happy with that. Let's go to another one.
I mean, it's a lot more rigid, I
You think? All right. Yeah, look at that. That's freaking beautiful right there. Yeah, buddy. Cut another 1,000 out of it, maybe. That'll be gold. I mean, it sounds a little aggressive for being at the very end. I'm getting worried. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. All right. Here we go. That beep right there. Let's go back. All right, that's it. I think I've got about 5 thousandths off of this thing. It's about 5 thousandths. I'm calling it done. I'm not cutting any more off. It's good. We missed some of it here, a little bit around the coolant port, but it'll be all right. All the fire deck is good, and almost everything that goes around the edge, you can still see there's quite a bit. That'll just tell you that we didn't, once again, cut the heck out of it. We just cut enough so it cleaned it up.